This is impossible light on the curb you see on this side of the street. These are demons that are all stalking. That's not sunlight. That's going to be touching this side of the curb. The fake sun on the opposite side of 536 North Euclid Avenue. The fake sun is over me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. These demons are molesting with impossible light. This is impossible light that's on the wall. And the magnified size of the shadow of the bus is projected onto the wall. This is engineer light, and this is engineer light on the curb, while the fake sun is behind the curb. So again, they're driving in light that's flying in the air. This is a gang of demons that engage in threatening to kidnap together with the Ontario police. Pay attention. They're driving in the engineered light that is flying in the air. Okay? First of all, the sun is not rising in alignment to one person. This is the entity that is proven to be targeting as a city, including the demon that is gang stalking in the Ontario police vehicle, threatening as a means of monitoring with these psychopaths who are demon possessed, who are gang stalking. And they have resolved to engage in what is threatening to kidnap together because they're monitoring together. So like I stated, they are sexually gratified as psychopaths, engaging in what is retaliation as an entity, conspiring murder, hostile to the documentation that's published on the internet, including the entity stalking for an hour and a half while they are monitoring. They're stalking in engineer light. None of this is sunlight. They're all engaged in the conspiracy to murder together. They're doing so while the impossible light activity and their shadows of the vehicles are appearing on the opposite side of the curb. It's creating light activity. While they're driving, an engineer light is appearing on the passenger side of their vehicles. Engineer light is in the air for the gang stalking purposes of the demons, which includes the demons of the Ontario police, who stand here sounding a buzz, amplifying my name on the speaker, and stating the threat that you're going to jail, you have 2 minutes, I'm being nice, and then driving off. And doing so where the fake sun is remaining, where the people of the state commit the sex offense on behalf as an entity, molesting with engineer light monitoring. Okay, they're driving in the engineer light, creating light activity. The shadow of their vehicles is appearing in this engineer light that's along the curb. Okay, that's light activity. These are demons that are monitoring, and they're monitoring to what is a threat to commit kidnapping together while they're all stalking. These are hostile demons that are sharing in that conspiracy to murder that I'm publishing on the internet in the ongoing investigation that has already prosecuted the state, including that department that's engaging in that threat and that demon operating that vehicle. And that is on the internet where the entity is stalking also. Okay, this is where the fake sunrise is happening, and this is where the entity is stalking as an airport. Okay, engaging what is cartwheels in the sky space while they're stalking in planes, engaging in surveillance with the state. All right, it is currently, by the way, 7:08 a.m. There's no sunrise, and this isn't sunlight. You see it rapidly disappearing where the entity has the fake sun. The agency that committed that threat, she's the same psychopath, gang stalking at 8:38 a.m. at the Ovid Family Community Library. And I reminded you later that day at 3 p.m. while that fake sun was still at that Ovid Family Community Library that you already know sits there when I remain there. But it's not there when I'm not at that library. That's where your reminded Corey Walton and this demon that's engaged in what is using a threat to commit kidnapping while she's stalking as an agency and as a demon with the police department, and then driving away after she monitors with via a threat in concert with the demons who are hostile and sharing in that criminal act of retaliating against an American citizen that's documenting it while they're exhibiting mental illness. This is my shadow back here. Let me show you this. This is impossible light, just like it is at nightfall when it's not their headlights and they're driving in light that's flying in the air. This is absolutely mentally ill conduct that they're sharing it, and it's criminal conduct where the entity is engaging in cartwheels and flying straight over. There's no airport, and they're also not landing behind Chevron like they were last night when they engaged in stalking for an hour and a half by helicopter, also targeting stalking with impossible light, sharing in a sex offense and furtherance of murder, and acting with retaliatory measures because I'm publishing it. They're going to prison for that. They're going to prison for gang stalking. They're going to federal prison for engaging what is ongoing harassment and threats to commit kidnapping as a gang stalker that has been caught masquerading as a police department while they have been compensated to target me in furtherance of murdering me, and they facilitate that by the demons who are stalking an engineer light with the sound of plane activity and train activity. P.O.C, Chevron, Arco, Starbucks, the entity that is gang stalking by residents, the entity that is gang stalking as a city. Ongoing traffic is surveillance. This is P.O.C. It's been longer than 2 minutes, by the way, and that is an ongoing threat. The entity is engaging in that while they want to engage in threatening with helicopter activity, trying to control you. The entity is engaging what is threatening to kidnap, trying to control you, trying to psychologically torture you, threaten you, while they are committing what is federal offenses regarding federal prison, while they're monitoring at the same time while they commit kidnapping. And this is what the federal government, Jason Fields, is going to prison for, because an American citizen is subject to it in the first place, let alone federal prison as a means of prosecuting and enforcing your rights while the entity is engaging in the system of terrorism. P.O.C. It is currently 7:11 a.m. The airport stalking, the people of the state stalking, flying in all manner of different elevations as well from the same supposed airport. Okay, so under the fake sun that's over me at this same building at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they're not driving in sunlight. They're not engaging in any private activity. They're not engaging in any lawful conduct either. Okay, that is mentally ill, and so they engage in what is obviously stalking and harassing in manners that they never wanted to be exposed. That's relevant to mental illness. This is the entity that is, again, crashing and killing people in Kentucky. UPS is engaging in what is cartwheels. These are planes that are engaging what is stalking as an agency, as an entity, as a population, and they're engaging in that openly, that which I exposed in an investigation, and psychopaths engage in it openly in front of everyone, that which they never intended to be shown. The fact that they're stalking, doing it openly, doing it conspicuously, while you are aware that it's being documented, is a concession to having lost, and it's also a concession and admission to mental illness, and they're engaging in more of that criminal activity as a means of a hostile threat. That's what's relevant behind obviously stalking in a helicopter, stalking with impossible light activity, doing so in school buses and in police vehicles, while they're engaging in that because they are hostile as demons that have been surrounded with evidence of their mental illness and their criminal conduct. The Ontario Police vocalizing a threat amongst what is amplified audible activity with Tracy Banks, 9HUZ740. She's going to prison. She's listening to every word, and these are the puppets of Satan that operate together. Tracy Banks is engaging in it. Ontario Police are going around the perimeter together, engaging in that pattern of conduct as one. Okay, she's sharing in the ritual. She's going to federal prison as well, and so is her sex partner, Jason Isaac Fields. Her sex partners of the Ontario Police Department as well. This is P.O.C. It is currently 7:12 a.m.